First question of today. Why did you decide to create a browser so big like Aloha?
So, for us, we believe that privacy is a fundamental human right, and you as private as your weakest link. And if your network connection is not protected, if your browsing is not protected, then no matter what you do online, you're not private. So we decided to launch Aloha with this simple idea, uh, trying to cover in these basic principles. So we want to have your connection protected. That's why we have free VPN, and we want to be a browser to protect you from everything that you do online.
So, what problem on the internet annoys you the most? As you, as the founder, as a normal user?
Well, first of all, uh, is that like when you talk to people, they understand the importance of privacy, but when it comes to action, they really don't care, which I think we should treat more like a hygiene, right? When during the plague times, like everybody got sick and a lot of people died. Well, the privacy it's not that dramatic, but it does affect your financials. It does affect your everyday life for people who get bullying or doxing online. So for us, like we try to be the guys who give you privacy, who protects you in a very non-invasive and non-technological way. So even if you're just a regular person who doesn't understand like how it works, you will be protected with Aloha.
You said it perfectly because of the next question. How do you explain about Aloha to a person who doesn't understand technology at all?
Well, it's basically like, as I like to say, is if you have a door in your bathroom, that you do care about privacy. So while you have a door in your bathroom, you should have Aloha on your device. It's as simple as a door in your bathroom.
Which feature appeared first and why exactly? Why this feature was the main part?
So the first feature was the integrated VPN, for the same reason that again, you as protected as your weakest link, and even if we make like the most private browser out there, but your connection is not private, you're not really protected. So that's why we have a VPN and the browser, just to top on that and make sure that you stay private all the time.
So very nice. And how do you make decisions about which features to add?
Uh, well, there's a multiple factors. So first of all, we obviously listen to both market and the user. So we assess the current threats. We assess what our user wants and what use cases they face on daily basis, and can we make it simpler and more private? And if the answer is yes, we make this feature. If the answer is probably, then we dig a little deeper and then we think if this really necessary in this kind of setting as we do it right now.
What does digital freedom mean to you personally?
Uh, well, for me, it's like it's a very important thing. Well, first of all, uh, as the technology progress, we spend more and more time online, and we trust our devices with a lot of data. It basically it never happened before in human existence, right? That just some small device has everything about you, has your money, has your identity, has all your photos, have your contacts with your loved ones, and basically every person who just forgot their phone at home for one day understands what I'm talking about. You don't carry cash anymore, you pay with your phone. When you need I don't know, translate something quickly, you use your phone. When you need to take a picture, you use your phone. So it's basically your whole life now. And for me, having all this data that's basically mine, I want to make sure that it stays mine. I don't want to share it with anybody unless like I explicitly want to do that for some specific reasons. But otherwise, I want to keep my own stuff with me and make sure that it just doesn't fly around the internet openly. So I believe that there's a lot of companies who like build a business on collecting data, selling data, and they always complain about legislations or like how users don't like to share the data, and like how they're suffering. But I think we should look a little bit differently on them because I don't know, like back in the days when the slavery was okay, and then when we decided finally that everybody has equal rights, for me that's exactly what's happening right now on online. Is like there's some company who owns our data, which they shouldn't, and we should not like cover for them or come up with solutions that make them happy. We should like take what's ours.
How do you see the internet in 5 years, maybe in 3 years, because it's so fast right now?
Uh, well, yeah, as you said, like the market changes quite fast. There's a lot of technologies coming in, like chatbots, AI, and all that stuff, which definitely changes the way we communicate online. But still, the most important part is that the accessibility part of the internet, it does changes. I mean, while we live in developed countries, there's still a lot of people who lives with areas with a very poor connection or very expensive uh, data plans. So that will definitely become cheaper and more accessible, bringing more people online. And The next thing is there's a lot of legislations now in different geos, be it I don't know, privacy related things or age restricting things, or overall like trying to managing content, what's going on online and online shopping and you name it. So there's definitely going to be some bumps on the road where people will feel restricted for some reason. Uh, and I think that's where Aloha helps. Like we don't want to be against governments or something. We understand like why they've been doing it. They not do it properly all the time, but we try to communicate with the governments and propose our solutions, working tightly with different alliances like W3C or Browser Choice Alliance, just to like leveling the playing field and opening more ways for a company like ours to address this market. And actually the end user benefits from it because they have choice, they have more freedom, and they have even if it's a restriction, they done it in a more proper way.
And what makes Aloha VPN browser so unique?
Well, first of all, uh, I think it's simplicity, right? Because for me, like the technology, I believe technology should be accessible to everybody, no matter if you have like a higher education or you're just like being born 10 years ago. You don't have to know like how this stuff works. It should work. Basically, like the same you have with electricity. And when you plug something in a wall, and I don't know, your vacuum cleaner just works when you press a button. I think the browser should be like this.
So, and why did you decide to combine the browser and VPN in one product and not make them separately?
It's a good question. It's because I don't know. So imagine if you have some medicine that only mitigates one symptom, and there's another one that mitigates another one, and in order to get your quick fix, you have to take I don't know like 5 to 10 pills. But when you combine them to one, it's like it's easier. It's less like you can forget about it less. You will take it more regularly, and it will fix you faster. So that's basically the same thing because if we would have a separate apps and so like switching between apps, it's kind of quick, but still it's switching between apps. It requires a few taps, and if you're on the go, it's not that convenient. So we're just trying to make this short as possible. That's why Aloha works like the VPN works in one tap. You just launch an app, tap on it, that's it.
Do you like Aloha Browser? Scan this QR code to get 60 days of premium features. No payment details required.
How important is transparency in the no logs policy to you?
Uh, well, any company that works in privacy, the most important part for them is trust. Because like we can't tell everybody we are the most private, blah blah blah, but like, will they believe us or should they believe us? Probably not, right? So I don't know. I'm happy to invite all of our users to our office and make sure that we what we say is actually true. But they live all over the world, and sometimes they might not really understand to what they look for. So that's why there are separate companies that does like third-party independent companies that does audit for us, and they kind of confirm our claims. So if somebody does not trust us for some reason, they can rely on this independent audits, and this company, they like hardcore. They dig very deep, they find very tiny stuff, and if we pass that and we do this regularly, then we can like definitely say we're private enough and all our claims are true.
What do you think is the main misconception people have about VPN?
Oh, that's my favorite. I think the biggest thing is when they say that free VPN is bad. I don't want to say it's good, but it's not as bad as they think. So basically, the main claim is like, if you don't pay it, you're the product. But guess what? You know why you pay for the VPN in so much money? It's because they spend this money on marketing. So you basically pay them money to attract more users like you, not for actual traffic, which is extremely cheap these days. But the other thing is like, if we take this logic and take a look at like how they use their computer, so they believe like if it's free, they're the product. So then they use like paid VPN, which they pay like, I don't know, few $100s, and then they use free browser like Google Chrome. So it's kind of weird, right? And that's the weakest link. I mean, you can pay $1 million for the VPN, but if you use Google Chrome, you're not protected. So what's the point? What we do this is we do have free VPN, but we have it for a reason. First of all, not everybody can pay that amount for the VPN, and we believe since it's a basic human right, you should not pay for it. Otherwise, we'll be paying for the air we breathe. So it is free, but the money we spend on our VPN infrastructure, we don't spend them on marketing. And basically, this word of mouth that people recommend Aloha to go and use because of free VPN, it's like less cheaper than we would pay this millions on marketing and attract more users and charge for our VPN like a lot of money.
What do you make a VPN feature for both the browser and the entire phone? You said a little about it, but so in general, why Aloha does it?
Well, first of all, since we're a company and we have some employees, we have to earn some money to pay them salaries, right? And the way we divide our feature is we basically split them in two things. The first one, which is everything is about privacy, is free for everybody, no matter where they are in the world. And there's another set of features which we call the comfort features, which actually make your life better. And some of these features, they are behind a paid subscription. And that allows us to say that we're the only browser that is basically being built on the money of our users. They do pay us to provide them this experience. And we do not sell any data, we do not collect them, we do not share them because we have nothing to share. So basically, our users pay us to build the browser, and in order to make it work, we have to charge for something. And one of the feature which is behind the premium subscription is the VPN for the whole phone. Why is that? It's because in Aloha, while user browser in Aloha, the VPN is free, and we know that the connection is protected, and the Aloha itself protects his online activities, right? But if they will use like the connection protection, but they will use some other apps, we cannot guarantee them as private, so we have to like mitigate the risk. and maybe they will use other browsers or chat messengers, or maybe, I don't know, they want to watch Netflix, and using VPN for Netflix, it's not like a privacy thing. So we believe you can actually pay for that.
So also questions from our users. How do you choose servers and geolocations for a VPN?
We try to be present in as many locations as possible. We constantly add in some new servers. Sometimes we remove some locations, but we have a few principles that we operate on. So first of all, the placement of the server should be in a trusted data center, where they have restricted access, where the connection is good enough to provide good quality of service. And the third is that we will control this server and nobody besides us will have access to it. It's an important part because if it's going to be a weakest link, we want to make sure that if somebody logs into the server, it just drops from our connections and nobody will get compromised. So even if somebody gets access to the server, they will never get any user data, including the connection details. So that kind of limits us in a way, like where we can put our servers and how we can set them up. So that's why it's not that often that we add more location. Now we have over 100 worldwide, which more than enough. Occasionally, we receive some feedback from our users requesting some specific locations. Then we try to address this issue, like finding some spots that we can place the servers, but in some geos it's not possible because of our very, very strict requirements on like where it should be placed.
So also some questions about AI, because it's so new feature for many of us. How does AI in Aloha make surfing safer?
Well, right now, the biggest problem with AI is what we call a black box, which basically means whatever you put on AI, you have no control over like how this data will be stored, collected, reviewed, and etc. So, for example, most companies that does chatbots like OpenAI or Anthropic or X, they can actually review the conversations. So what it means for you is like if you're discussing some private stuff with ChatGPT, at some point it may trigger some warning or whatever that some employees from OpenAI can actually browse through it quickly. And because you have your account with ChatGPT, they will have like access to your at least email address that can be used to pinpoint like who exactly asked what, which is not private. And I think like doing this AI race, we forget about this privacy yet again, like we did with the advertisement online, and it should not be done that way. So we work with European Commission trying to address the risk of AI, like balancing the legislation the way it will keep AI private. It gives power to user to control the data, but on the other side, it will not limit the progress and the speed of the progress in terms of AI, because it can be done. Yeah, it will like increase some cost for AI companies, but I think it's for a good cause, and we should think about it like right now, while it's not too late. So we do have AI assistant in Aloha that basically works with every possible AI model available to the market. What we do is we do not require you to have an account to work with it. So all the questions you ask cannot be specifically pinpoint to you. And more of it, we actually mix a lot of questions together the way it will not be possible to even have your IP address, right? So when you use chatbots in Aloha, you stay a little bit more private. But yeah, you have to exercise caution and clearly understand what actually you post in chatbot. Because if you put your lease agreement there, that I don't know, OpenAI can actually know like how much you pay for your apartment and where you live. We do not.
So, and which influence has AI in Aloha?
So for us, we do believe in AI, and we don't want to fight the progress, but we have to separate things, right? Because right now, a lot of people they call AI LLMs, which is large language models, and it's not exactly an AI, and AI can actually do more, right? So machine learning is probably the proper word, and we actually use quite a lot of smaller models in order to protect users. So, for example, we have a cookie management solution, which basically get rid of all the cookies and clicks decline all on all the cookie windows that pops up. That's a small AI model that works under the hood, like users don't know about it. It's not as fancy as ChatGPT, but still it's there and it works, and it makes your life better. And there's a set of models that quite like this, that works in Aloha, and we believe in this kind of AI a little bit more because it actually makes your life better.
So in Aloha, you have some search engines, but do you think can AI replace the usual search engines in the browser?
Uh, I think it's a very complicated question because there are quite a lot of let's say use cases. The way you search online, there's like basic discovery searches, like the nearest pizza, or some very specific research questions, like which vacuum cleaner I should buy, and they require a different approach. But from what we see on mobiles, for example, where user actually search on the go, the shorter query is like it's more popular. So more people they do like very very short search phrases, and with that, chatbots are not like very good ones. Basically, the regular search engine can answer faster, and if you want to type, I don't know, like 5 6 letters and then just use a suggestion, then you'll save a lot of time. And we see like don't do text and drive, but in a lot of countries, people use their phones when they drive, even when they drive on motorcycle. And obviously, they will not type like what's the nearest pizza place in Bangladesh near the street this. It's too long and it's too inconvenient. So they will probably have to stick with a search engine for now. As we see, like Google, they try to combine the chatbot and the search engine. It doesn't work like very well, but I think it will get better.
How do you balance browser between speed and security level?
Well, we work in a very tight restrictions because what you can do on desktop, you cannot do on your phone, right? Because if we want to request a lot of performance from your phone, it will drain your battery very fast. So for us, it's quite important to have both checks. So we want to make sure that we do not eat your battery. We want to make sure that it works quite fast, and we want to make sure that it's pretty stable in different conditions with constantly changing the connection between, let's say, Wi-Fi and 5G. So it's a bit a complicated task, and it does kind of limits us in a bit. And some of the things we wanted to do, we haven't done yet because of that. But technology is developing pretty fast, and we kind of keep this on the table. And as soon something is appearing, we try to pursue it, and it gives us like a lot of advantage because we already like done that, but we were not happy with like the performance effect of it or the stability effect of it. But with new devices, it may be available.
Why does Aloha make downloading via the browser so convenient and accessible, unlike many others?
Uh, Well, let's say for us, we do not treat it like very differently. We believe that browser should do the browser thing, right? And if user has an intent to download something, uh, he should be able to do it as easy as possible, right? So just to give you an example, in a lot of countries in the world, people don't have enough money to have a computer, and they basically do everything from their phone. And that means like apply for a job, apply for some grants, or I don't know, apply to university, upload some documents like PDFs going back and forth, education, everything, and in all files. And I don't know if you remember, like iPhone for quite a while, for example, cannot work with files, and which basically left all these people behind. And we try to give this basic access to everybody. And we believe that if you can do it on your computer, you should be able to do it on your phone. And that's basically why we pay so much attention to working with files, because it's like you cannot split it away from the browser. Otherwise, your browser will be kind of disabled.
So, and the last question, describe Aloha in 3 words.
Best private browser.